All right. Okay, so going back to that. So, what are some ways that you can get leverage back? What are some ways that you can get leverage back? Right. Some ways that you can get leverage back is by not showing her attention on the socials. So if you know you're talking to her, you're going for the whole date, you're going for the next move, and all of a sudden, and you know that you've had her in the bag, and all of a sudden she's trying to play her, play hard to get games, then that's when you have to start playing your hard to get games, but not too intense. Don't try not to go too hardcore, because then you're just gonna hurt her ego, and then you're gonna ruin the whole thing. So you got to make sure that it's light. So I'll give you an example. Maybe you're not looking at her fucking stories anymore, right? Maybe instead of you looking at her stories fucking right away, maybe you're doing it way later. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're not, maybe you were liking her pictures, and all of a sudden you're not really liking her pictures. You're still texting her, you're still communicating with her, right, on the text, but all of a sudden you can keep your text game the same, and then you can lower it on the socials. Does that make sense? So that way, when she's playing the hard to get games with you, and she's starting to win in the leverage, then you got to take some leverage back. You can do it through text, you can do it on the socials. Maybe you're not texting her as much with as much words. Maybe you're keeping it more short. That's one way on the text. Another way is you're not showing her the same attention on the socials. So that's pretty simple stuff, guys. I think I'm going to have some other guys that do this very well too. They do that a lot. That would become more of a conversation with other guys. All right. So let's do the next topic. Say with business and sales. So let's go back on the business side. So on the business side, let's say when you're dealing with women in sales and business, you want to definitely use a lot more. You want to use kind of options and push them. You can do the same thing with guys, but with guys, it might be best to go with less options and be more directive. First, you have to ask a lot of questions to get the feel of what the guy wants, and then you push him towards that option. With girls, you're gonna still have to get all the questions, but you're gonna have to kind of shoot her for options, and then she's gonna gravitate towards one. And then if she's starting to hesitate too much, and that's when you have to kind of use a pushing mechanism, a little bit more forceful, hard closing techniques. With guys, you're gonna want to do that a little bit more up front, whereas with girls, they're gonna see that and they're gonna be, oh crap, they're gonna be a little bit too. You might turn them off, or you might they don't respond to pressure as well as guys do. All right, let's talk about. Okay, so the business part, right? On for the guys. So for the guys on when you're doing deals, best thing to do with them when you're first starting out is to let them know that you're up front, that I hope that you appreciate that I'm going to be up front with you, and that I would love and I would want that from you as well, so that way we can have a smooth process. Right? When you do that, you can do that with a girl too. That might with the girl, that's going to kind of be like, oh crap, and with the guy, that's going to get him to respect you. So when you want to get respect from guys in deals and business deals, you're going to want to be up front in the beginning, and then let them know that that's what you're expecting from them as well. So make sure that you use your skills. Make sure that you use language that's up front. Like you can say, hey man, look, the way I like doing business is upfront and transparent. So in that way, we don't play any games, we don't waste any time. But also in the meantime, the process is a lot easier for you. You get to see the products that we have. You get to see what we're all about, and in a way where there's no BS and no fucking smoke up your ass. Is that cool? Cool. Well, and then you can proceed on to your sales process. So when you're doing business deals with guys, it's best to let them know that you're up front. Show transparency and upfront language. Use language that's very transparent up front in the beginning of the call, in the beginning of the process. And then also throw in a statement that's what you expect from them as well. So that way the process can be easy on both ends. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go and talk about another subject here. Let's talk about the type of women. All right, the type of women that guys that are on top of their shit, the guys that have their shit together, and that are actively going towards their goal and their mission and their purpose. I'm not talking about guys that aren't. I'm not talking about guys that just play video games and fucking smoke weed all day. I'm not talking about those guys. Unfortunately, you guys, you don't even deserve a girl. You can't even take care of her. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you just can't. So we're gonna talk about guys that can take care of a girl and that are qualified, right? Because I think a lot of guys right now in the 20s, which I do not believe that's a good idea to be in a relationship. Even though I was, the biggest mistake I've learned to not be in a relationship in your 20s, because then those are the years where you have the most energy. That's when you can be the most enthusiastic. That's when you can risk the most in your 20s. Why waste that being comfortable with a girl? And you know you're gonna be comfortable with a girl. You know that. Girls make you comfortable, and it's fine. You can always use that for fuel too. But come on, man. We've all been in relationships where fucking watching Netflix, eating pizza. We all know that. So let's get to it. All right. So the way that what you should guys be doing is seeing her socials, seeing is she showing too much skin? Is it too much? If she looks like someone that's too much looking for attention, red flags. Girls that are looking for a lot of attention, red flags. They have way too many followers with a lot of guys that are commenting on their pictures and all that stuff, red flags. That's probably gonna piss off some of your girls. Why is it a red flag? Because she is an attention whore, and she has a higher chance of valuing attention more than commitment. So instead of you being loyal and being committed in a relationship, she's gonna probably value and care about the attention more than long-term commitment. Massive red flag, massive. We're gonna end this episode right here.